Really big palm for a woman, doesn't it? Does so. It looks like it's been photoshopped a bit. Images, let's have a look. Is that Mr. Chamberlain? Let's have a look at him. He's got some cloths on him, a flat chest. So, Chamberlain, famous for, I don't know, 60s heartthrob. My mum, he was one of my mum's faves. Look how high up those ears are. They couldn't get much higher than that because they're in line with his eyes nearly. She'd have been quite pretty though, I think, if they'd left her alone. Look at that 5 head. It didn't show as much when she was younger because she had a mop of hair. But as we all know, a woman that abuses testosterone... I didn't do skull shacks. A woman that abuses testosterone goes bald. And when male pattern baldness hits a woman, you end up with skulls like this. That is a 5 head, isn't it? Talking of skulls, a male has got far apart rectangular eyes with a bigger bridge in the nose. Women have got rounded, open eyes with no brow bone. Look, that's a brow bone. No brow bone. But close set eyes. Look at the bridge between the nose. Bigger nose, bigger teeth, bigger jawline, a bigger head in general. But the head narrows inwards rather than bellows outwards. A woman's bellows at the top, widest part. Men bellow in the middle, widest part. Women look like, in general, an upside down egg shape, long, narrow face. Men have wide faces. We call it a square, a block, a rectangle, or sometimes we even call it a cannonball because it's almost as wide as it is long, and a woman is nowhere near as wide as it is long. Back to Chamberlain, that's what I see. I see a long face, look. The head is pushing down the face. And she's got no brow bone, look. She's got no brow. Just an arching brow, a little bit, look. Nothing in the corners of the eye. Just open eye sockets, look. Her hand's not massive there either, look, is it? Her hand is not massive there. Chamberlain with her tits out, let's have a look. See, I've just seen 2 lads with their tops off, proper lads that were exercising. And the first thing I noticed was where the pants were hanging. They weren't up near the belly button, they was about here. They were both in joggy bottoms and the pants were hanging off their ass. Like, you know when you see a builder with a crack of his bum showing and all that? That's why, because her pants sit low. They don't ride right up here. And the reason she's doing that is to hide this area here, the bread basket, the wide hips of a woman. Look at that curve. That is an S curve, isn't it? Lord have mercy. Talking about mercy, mercy, mercy. That is a female curve right there. Papa got a sweet tooth tonight for Richard Chamberlain. Richard with full shoulder tilt, V-shaped cloths, flamingo foot. Do you know who she reminds me of there? Clint Eastwood. There's a picture of Clint Eastwood on the telephone in that same slanted position. And again, with the extra big shorts. Hot pants. That's what it is. Men in hot pants. Jimmy! Alley up. Alley up, Marlo. Alley up. Alley up. How many more? Alley up. Div. Right. Just looking at me. Back to Chamberlain. Jimmy, for the last part, before I really cottoned on that this was happening, kept showing pictures of, like, Sean Connery in a mankini on the beach. That one I've shown you. Then there was Chick Norris in hot pants. And he kept showing, she, woman with a beard, kept showing me these pictures all the way up until that day when I saw Bruce Lee was a woman. But it was just like mocking me, right? Like, because I was on the trail. At that point, I was on the trail of forensics. Richard Chamberlain. I don't even know. I've got a Richard Chamberlain. I probably have. There's no way she survived me, is there? She might have survived me. I don't think she would have. Jennifer Connelly. We did that one. Paste. Richard Chamberlain. I do believe I have done him. Gene Hackman. Look at that. Look at the egg-shaped face. Look at how everything is small and dainty. The eyes. Just same with Richard Chamberlain. Just a longer version. The eyes are small and dainty. Featureless face. No big cheekbones. High set ears, look. Let's go back again. That is an absolute egghead, look. Some are easier to tell than others. I agree, because they have jaw implants. They grow them taller. They have to give human growth hormones to the women to see how big they can get them. Richard Chamberlain. She's a girl. Final answer. That is a beautiful shoulder tilt. And again with the S curve down the side of the body. She was quite tall though, was she? Chamberlain. I think she was. Women's eyes, look. She got quite a bit of distance in them, but she's a tall girl, this one, right? She's a tall girl. Tell me, which one of them's got the wider face? And it's here, look. There's your bowling ball shape. There's your tic-tac. And the only reason it looks like a tic-tac is because it's had a chin implant. Otherwise, it'd be egg-shaped. Giant egg-shaped. It'd look like an alien grey. You asked me for Murray Abram yesterday. I told you I don't know who it is. Richard Chamberlain, I know who that is, though. Right. Murray Chamberlain. Murray Chamberlain. Stop putting me off. Right, here we go. Richard Chamberlain walking. She's on the turn, but that is flamingo. This is because she's turning inward. Look at those pants. Sweet mother. Where do you want me to start on them chicken nom-noms? Look at the size of that bread basket. Richard Chamberlain. Oh, there's a nice one, but has it got his legs? No, look at that. That's full mint. Beautiful akimbo arms as well. Stepped into the water. She's leant forward. Women, when they're under pressure like that or moving swiftly, they lean forward a bit. Trump does it naturally, just standing still. He looks like a flamingo. That's a nice one right there. Is that you, Chamberlain? It is. That's a beautiful flamingo foot with a short arm akimbo. Another one there. Is that Chamberlain on the end? It is. Full mints. There's a dude, look. Straight legs, knee and foot, punching straight forward, look. This one, same again. This one, shoulder tilted, hips are twisted from flamingo. Dude, chick. Proven by the way they walk. Look at the size of his feet. Hello. We're on our way. Chamberlain, your wife. Oh, that was a nice one. Is that you there, Chamberlain? Oh, we're done. We are so done. You see, just like when you're looking at that, looks like Amanda Holden. That is uncanny. Who's that? Kieran Madden. Ain't Kieran a boy's name? Kieran CM, Terry Tree Father. That really does look like Amanda Holden. Right, just like looking at the skulls, when you realise what a male face to it compared to a female face works like. It's a 50-50. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about Japanese, Chinese, Indian, Scandinavian, Peruvian. It doesn't matter. There's a boy and a girl. That's it. The ratio remains the same. Males got bigger faces. When it comes to the gaits, men walk with straight legs, knees together, and women cross the legs over. Absolute facts. Forensic anthropology is the key to your salvation. Well, Jesus is your key to salvation, but it's the key to finding God. It really is. I thought it was flat earth. Well, it is. All the other subjects are a key to finding God, but lesser keys. They don't compare to this one. This one unlocks the very realm you're looking at. You're in Satan's realm. Satan's children are created in Satan's image. You and I are created in the image of God. Male and female created he, them, in that order with those ratios. The temple is that and that. The devil, you like this though, didn't you, Brandon? When I showed you the Baffy. When you understood the devil had titties. You're the devil in disguise. Oh yes you are. Devil in disguise. Elvis the Pelvis. When I pointed out to Brandon that there's a picture of Jane Russell. Is it Jane Russell? I think it is Jane Russell. 2 first names. Yeah, it is Jane Russell. There's a picture of Jane. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is instant hurt. I used to think that was attractive. I did. All I saw was the tits. That's what it was. He's got nice tits for a bloke, hasn't he? Surely. Right? So, this thing here, look at the size of him. He's a beast. There's Marilyn doing it, look. As above, so below. I'll take that picture. I'm looking for an individual picture. 1 second. It's a black and white. This is the picture that when I was a young boy, I thought that was attractive. Do you know what it looks like to me? Salma Hayek. And now I can see him. Look, that's just a dude. Straight, that's the same person. Look, life hasn't been very kind to me lately. That's the same person. Every 7 years, because these people do not chop off their testicles, every 7 years, this gentleman, it's not a woman, it's a gentleman with a penis, his bollocks, his testicles produce testosterone and give him a boost of it, a shot of it to his cheekbones, his nose, his chin, his forehead, his brow bone, his hands, making them bigger and more prominent, right? So as you get older, you become more manlier as you get older. And that's what you see in there, the big old dirty man face. But the picture I'm looking for, he's kind of doing as above, so below there as well, look. Look at the size of that arm. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I wear a dress whenever I can. Where is he? There he is. Jane Russell, 2 first names. Look at the size. Look at that arm. Look at that shoulder. Do you think he throws javelins for a living? Discus thrower, surely. What is that? Oh, is it AI? No, it's not AI. That's for real. The picture I'm looking for. Where is it? There it is. That's the right set. Look. Now we're getting close. Look at that. That's a dude. That's a dude in a bath with long sock gloves. I think I'm going to be sick. All of the early soft tits out stuff on telly was these flip-flops. Lads, I'm telling you don't realise how many times you've been jacking off to men. You really don't. What I'm looking for, it's that same picture. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I don't care. You'd have to be blind, right, to not acknowledge there's something wrong in this picture. That does not look like a woman for some reason. And the reason for it is these extra long, thin legs that are not chicken nom-nommy. That is not, it doesn't look like a chicken drumstick at all, does it? Women, your legs go outwards into big, juicy, chunky buttocks. Can you hear the passion in my voice, ladies? Because this, oh my, where's your buttocks? I got shots. Where'd you get shots, son? In the buttocks. Where's this woman's butt? If it's a woman, why does the bum not look big in this? Because it doesn't. Because she's got no bum, it's a bloke. But there's a reason he is contorted into that shape, look. If you double it, what sign do you get if you double it? If I was to take those arms there and mirror image it across there, what would I get? Oh, Peter. Right, so we're looking at Jane Mansfield. He was a boy with big bubbies. Look, square head. We're going back again. That's why Jane Russell is doing this. It looks like a lightning bolt as well. And someone else who had that flag there, which goes like this, also had lightning bolts on their uniforms, didn't they? Yeah. You don't say. Anyway, Jane Russell's a big old dirty fella. The dirty baffo, as I like to call him. The devil wears Prada. A man in a woman's clothing. The devil wears Prada. Dude looked like a lady. We keep going through all of these terrible truths, and it's painful. Let me just show you Amanda Holden. Look at this. Amanda Holden. Hold on, it's Amanda. When you reverse his name, Amanda Holden. Hold on, it's Amanda. There he is now, with his MK Ultra sex kitten programming top. Look at him. He's car crash territory, isn't he? He's a crash test dummy. Wide ass, big, huge cheekbones, deep set, rectangular eyes. It's a male skull look. But Amanda Holden, let's get a picture of him. Kind of in the same age gap. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that track, look at that scar. Look where the doctor came in too far with a knife and then went back out again, look. Oops. Did you slip? Amanda Holden, there we go. That's the kind of picture I want. Take a look at the head. Un, deux, trois. Amanda Holden. Oh my gosh. So close. We're looking at Richard. We're done. Chamberlain again. This one's trying to mimic a woman look, pointing his foot out, but he still looks like a pencil, doesn't he? He doesn't look curvy. Skinny man, curvy woman. Richard Chamberlain is a girl. What's you back file? You're kidding me. There's no Richard Chamberlain. Let me just search Richard C in case I spelt Chamberlain wrong. Search again. In that case, I will take these gates I've just found. Mrs. Chamberlain. Oh my gosh, that better not be you again, Ad. No, it's gone again. Stop swearing. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, Adam. Right. Adam. It's alright, we're not going anywhere, man. He thinks we're going somewhere when the phone rings. Adam. Right, Richard Chamberlain. Walk it, that's it. How many gates did I get? 3. I don't know if I got any. Andre Rue is not famous enough for pay. No, she's not. Not yet, she's not. She's famous enough, but she's not going in this first section. This is my video channel, and I'll put the videos in the order I want to put them in. Where are we? Richard Chamberlain, Minson. Size of them oofers. We'll take that one as well. 3. Do you know what? I'm sure I've done Richard Chamberlain because I remember that gate. Before I do any more saving. Richard Chamberlain. Spelled it wrong. There's 2 of them! You can... I'm telling you now, I can't believe I just saved all them pictures. Let's come back. Let's treat Richard Chamberlain. Life hasn't been very kind to me.